Hey guys, it's Wansi here at Boston Logan International Airport. We are headed to San Francisco, and look who we run into.
How y'all doing, man?
Mr. Barkley, Mr. Barkley, Mr. Barkley, Hall of Fame legend. If you could just give one piece of motivation or advice to Gen Z as we step into the rest of 2025, what would that piece of advice be?
Well, I think the number one thing, you've got to work hard at whatever you decide to do. I mean, you cannot be successful unless you work hard. Now, that doesn't guarantee success, but it gives you an opportunity to be successful. And if people spend as much time as working hard as trying to find a shortcut to money and success, they'll realize, like, man, if I had to just work hard from the beginning, my life would be a lot less complicated. You know, we got all these people who have screwed up their lives, whether it's drugs, alcohol, or in jail. You know, they were trying to find a shortcut to be successful. And at some point, you have to realize the only way I can be successful is just get my ass up and go to work every day, no matter what your profession is. I mean, there's no easy way to be successful. You're going to have to work hard to be successful, and the sooner you can figure that out, the better.
Get your ass up and go to work every day.
No question. Every day. That's what life is. No matter what your profession is. If you're a trash man, be the best trash man. If you're a teacher, be the best teacher. If you're a doctor, be the best doctor. Be the best lawyer. Be the best secretary. But the one thing you got to understand about life, you can't complain about your life if you didn't put the time or the effort in. Because if you don't put the time and the effort in, you're at the mercy of the world. Don't ever let them dictate your future. You control your own future by your actions.
Okay, I have one more question now.
Sure.
I told you I have a very good friend from home, Nate Amen. He's stepping into the NCAA, Tennessee.
Well,
I just listened to a interview yesterday with the president of the NCAA talking about the new NIL developments and kind of basically what I heard, a new market is being developed.
I don't even know what a new market is.
Okay, so I'd say
NIL is one of the worst things that ever happened to sports.
One of the worst things that ever happened to sports?
Yes.
Okay. And so with that in mind, it's still moving forward. What advice would you give to future athletes to navigate one of the worst things to happen to sports?
Well, the reason I think it's a negative thing is it's impossible to ask colleges to raise $20 million a year to pay these kids. Number one, I'm happy for the kids making some money. But the notion that every college is going to find a way to raise $20 million a year to pay their team is absurd. Their football, probably more than $20 million if you factor in football and basketball. I mean, that's just an impossible business.
I'm a soccer guy. I like to factor in soccer too.
Well, so soccer's not even in the equation. That's the problem. See, that's actually a great point you just made. Like your sport, women's sports, they're not even in that equation. If you're going to be successful, especially in the SEC where your boys going, if you're going to pay to play, you're going to have to raise, just for football and basketball, probably $20 to $30 million a year. That's an unsustainable business model for any business. Especially, so what's really going to happen is your sport, soccer, all the women's sports, baseball, sports like that are really going to suffer going forward. That's my biggest problem with NIL. You know, because most of these colleges only care about football and basketball. They're not worried about your sport, soccer. They're not worried about any of the women's sports. And they're the ones who are going to lose. And what's going to happen is the big schools are always going to be able to raise that type of money. But you think mid-majors and smaller Division I schools are going to be able to raise that type of money? That's insane to think they're going to be able to keep up with that business model. So I'll be looking out for your boy in the SEC. Auburn's going to kick that ass no matter what.
Nate, not with him.
What you said, Nate?
Amen. Nate, amen. Yes, sir. Nate the Great.
Nate the Great. Auburn great, too. We're going to whoop your ass, Nate the Great.
No, sir.